Okay, I'm doing another test, but I'm going to talk about sports now. It has to do with Andrew Wiggins. Now, as you all know, Andrew Wiggins has made, it's decided to make himself eligible for the NBA. Now, I wrote something about this in my blog, which I will finish off, but I thought I'd talk about it right now. Now, Andrew Wiggins decided to forfeit his schooling to try to make it in the NBA. Now, I applaud his efforts. I have some sort of has to be a double-edged sword that I have against that because he's forfeiting his education, trying to thinking about the big dollars that thinks he's going to make playing in the NBA. Now, I think that I think he would be well advised to stay in school and to study and get his degree before trying to get into the NBA, because he has to understand that most NBA careers don't last very long. They last about at least 2-3 years, and then once new players get injured, then they're pretty much discarded as junk. In other words, they get exploited by these team owners, and then they get tossed aside when they get injured. Now, now he may have finished high school, and I'm not to say that I'm not putting down this in education, but well, I'm not putting down trying to get into the NBA without an education. But it's only a small number that make it. Like Kevin Garnett and Kobe Bryant, they had better luck because they just got out of high school. But that's a very small, limited number of that. Only a small number of them make the make the NBA from high school. Now, Andrew Wiggins, he seems like a bright kid. Now, I never met him in person, but I think that he should get an education, get his degree, either in medicine or in law or business, then start applying for the NBA. But like most young players, they want to chase the money, but that's not always a good thing, because when you chase money, it's like they end up going broke. Most NBA players end up going broke because what are the chances of them saving any money after they make it? They don't save any money. They end up going broke. And it seems that the only talent he's going to have is playing basketball. But what will he do if that talent runs out due to an injury or when he has to retire? I mean, I don't know. A lot of these young players, they don't think long term. I mean, making the NBA or trying to make yourself eligible for the NBA is a short-term goal in itself. And what will Andrew Wiggins do if his playing career ends? Because as I said, most NBA careers don't last long. They only last about at least 3, 4, 5 years. Just like the NFL. NFL careers last that long as well. And also maybe Major League Baseball careers too. Now, I don't know about the NHL, but it's pretty much the same as well. And he has to remember too that when he's playing for a particular team, all the money he makes, it's not going to be enough for him, because you got to think about all the deductions he has to think about. He has to probably pay his bills, probably pay for mortgage. He buys a big mansion, one for him and for his family, and he has to think about leasing cars or buying cars, which costs a whole lot of money as well. And maybe even a woman, because he's got to support his wife and kids. or maybe some and divorce lawyers too, in case he gets a divorce. Because a lot of NBA players, they get divorced and get taken to the cleaners by their ex-wives and ex-girlfriends, and end up paying alimony and child support as well. So you gotta think about stuff like that. Andrew Wiggins. And also think about the fact that he has to see himself as a slave too, because all the money he makes, it doesn't really matter. He's still a slave, because all he's doing is just playing for these team owners. He doesn't own the teams, and he doesn't control anything. He should think about that. Follow the example of Magic Johnson, in case he needs to retire or something, because NBA careers can only take you so far. NBA careers don't last forever. So yeah, I have doubting thoughts. I have doubts about him making himself eligible for the NBA. I've seen him a couple of times play, and I don't know, he's about average. I mean, he can shoot and pass, but that's about it. He's about average, an average player. Not as good as Michael Jordan, though, or LeBron James. But we'll see what happens when he starts his NBA career. I'm not guaranteeing any fireworks. That's it.